Dakota music educators. Your executive board is back to share with you the latest NDMEA news as we close out the month of June. June to July is the month that we transition to new leadership. So I'd first like to take a moment to thank Donna, Liz, and Lacey for all their service as West Region representatives and welcome Rachel, Connie, and Antoine onto the board. This now means that I will enter into the role of past president, and Mark Harold has officially taken on the job as our president. I'd also like to welcome Sarah Harlow as our president-elect and thank Kelsey for joining the board as the new East Band rep. We'd all like to give a special thank you to Brian Saylor for serving as our president. We truly appreciate all of his hard work and dedication to NDMEA. We're also very excited to announce that Brian has been appointed our new advocacy chair. At the NAFME National Assembly, North Dakota was awarded a grant through the Country Music Association, which is now being used to establish the Advocacy Leadership Force, which will work to promote music advocacy in every corner of our state. We look forward to all that ALF will do for music education in North Dakota. The Executive Board spent 3 days last week attending the first ever virtual NAFME National Assembly, where we were able to meet our new national leadership, attend professional development webinars, and collaborate with fellow state leaders. NAFME is creating a new vision for the organization, and we're excited to see these new ideas in action. We were disappointed we were unable to meet with our own state legislators this year, but we plan to contact them at a state level yet this summer. The Executive Board continues to meet weekly in an effort to stay involved with current issues in education.
So as Sarah said, our executive team has been continuing our conversations and work related to some of the key issues in music education right now in our state and nation. Many of you and our fellow educators have been wondering about what school is going to look like this fall and when we will hear what restrictions we may or may not have in our classrooms. We have been continuing to reach out and have conversations with DPI and have been advocating to have an opportunity to brainstorm on guidelines for returning to the music classroom. Currently, Superintendent Baszler and DPI are creating the template for those guidelines, and after July 4th, they will meet with the governor's office to finalize this document. The final draft is scheduled to be released on July 15th. Additionally, North Dakota High School Activity Association has created a return to competition committee that is brainstorming possible scenarios for students to return to activities during the next school year. NDMEA has been asked to consult this committee on creating guidelines for music contests. We have created and met with subcommittees within the various music categories and have been able to have active conversations on what festivals might look like this school year. Another key piece of information that will influence some of these decisions are the results of the aerosol study being conducted by the University of Colorado for NAFME and the National Federation of High School Activities. The objective of this study is to have scientific evidence of the effect of music on the spread of COVID-19. Findings of this study for woodwinds and brass will be released on July 10th, and choir and theater will be released on July 20th. These guidelines and studies will help guide us in conversations about returning to the classroom.
As the summer progresses, many of us have the same question in mind. What will our classes look like in the fall? As the NDMEA Executive Board is meeting weekly with other state organizations to answer this question, here are a couple resources to keep you informed on the latest information. First, NAFME has released its Fall 2020 Music Guidance for Music Education. These are national guidelines that give some preparation to what our music classes might look like in the fall. Remember, these are meant to cover everything on a national basis, which means that individual districts and state guidelines may differ because of the needs of our students in our state. They are also contingent on the aerosol study that is to be released in July. NAFME has also released cleaning guidelines for instruments that instrumental teachers can use. These informed and reviewed resources can be found at nafme.org. We encourage music teachers to become familiar with these resources, and as we all know, they're subject to change based on new information that is released. We also want to urge you to start conversations with your administration, if you haven't already, to continue to support music in your district as they are making plans for what your school will look like in the fall. Music is essential for our students' social and emotional well-being, and we want to provide them with the best music education possible as safely as possible. We will be sending out to members a customizable template letter that can be sent to the administration to start the conversation on how you can help your administration come up with the best solution for your classroom in your district for your students.
This message was brought to you by the North Dakota Music Educators Association, proudly serving our members for over 70 years.